that can cause problems for the opponent game plan.
Absolutely. Thank you, gentlemen. That sound means just one thing, that it's time to get into the game. Config versus Maka. That's Complexity versus LDLC for a spot within the Cologne main event. Let's kick it off.
Roll, yes indeed. Thank you very much, Stunner, and I'm hyped for this one. 1xBet does not have much... Oh, never mind.
We'll get the right ones up there soon, don't you worry. That was the last game. The game was over so quick, we didn't even get a chance to update the odds, but we will, as Poison is at the top of long, and everybody from LDLC is out long. Set up here, we'll see some aggressive maneuvers from Blame up Catwalk.
One smoke, I was about to say two, so they won't have the cross, but on pistol, not such a mandatory. Here comes the swing. Oh my goodness, lots and lots of bodies for Poison to communicate. It does look like they'll be holding it from the CT on the cross. He's just trying to keep his head tucked. Oh, good find. That's the first. Kiyo's down. Looking for his second. So many to find. He's managing his angles really well here, Poison. He's not having any issues contending with one at a time. JKS in support. He can play around the smoke drop now by LDLC, and looking good from Mr. JKS. 2 on the taps. Rush flashing them through, and this one just falls apart for LDLC. That lacks a lot of luster.
Take a look at the radar. Take a look at how many CT bodies are around that C4 that's dropped over towards that A site now. They've completely swarmed on. That was a 3-man B lean that they quickly got on over. They helped Poison out, who was able to hold them at bay, and now it's just poor Sixer left with it all to do.
But best case scenario for a second, Chad.
For Sixer right now?
No, best case scenario in this round, right?
Okay.
You've gone long, you swing, and you haven't been able to knock that USP off. It's Glocks versus USP, I understand. You're closing the gap. You've only got one smoke, so you're still going to be having that awkward elevator fight. You're going to get flashed through your own smoke. What's the best case? How do you win a round off that?
So because it is the Glocks and you're hoping to buy respect, you're hoping that they stay CT and they stay short. Because at that point, they're not likely to hit 5 headshots as you jump through the gap, right? There'll be a flash that comes. They're going to be able to pick that gap quite quickly.
You're hoping they're not advancing on your smoke.
Maybe you take some damage, but really, you're probably not going to lose too many bodies. And man with the plan sitting behind them is Keita. We'll give him a shout out early.
I find him really, really insightful in the interviews we've had in the online era. Like, he clearly does a lot of legwork, a lot of the hard work, analytically driven in terms of his analysis. But, you know, he's been a house name for Complexity, and he has been credited with
the technical timeout. Here we go. You've got to wait. It's going to be on shoot.
3.
Oh, they're doing it on 3.
1,
I think
2,
the thing is
rock, paper, scissors, shoot. What? That's the rules I played by.
I always did. Well, the thing is, I had to start bringing shoot in because here's some of the problems that we have. Right? You say what? What's it called?
Rock, paper, scissors.
I say scissors, paper, rock.
But that's just fruity, isn't it?
But then some people say like it could be what? Paper, scissors, rock.
There's no way that anyone's ever said that out.
Let us know how you say scissors, paper, rock.
That game. And even if it is in a different language, why don't you translate it for us? That's always very fun. Let us know how it directly translates. Yeah, Lizard Spock, I believe that.
What was that from The Big Bang Theory?
Oh, yeah. I mean, peak of television and
That's
comedy.
That's some comedy right there, isn't it?
I mean, for a second, I got excited when they had like an Alienware logo in the background. I was like, oh, games, esports. Either way, they're up short. And it is only going to be 5 Glocks and a flash.
Poison, this is your chance.
This is going to be just as impressive as Tabson's ace. Here it comes.
Tabson's ace was great.
It was stunning. It really looks so easy. And Poison, actually not quite as easy. This time it's the P250, actually, that gets the style points.
Well, that makes sense. Normally he has the AWP, right? So with the rifle, he's not feeling himself. With the P250, though, this sidearm comes out. Those are the sounds that guns make.
Apparently, actually, no, I'm not even going to do it. Never mind.
All right.
Can you make a machine gun sound with your mouth? I'm not asking you to do it on microphone, but can you do that? You know, like your classic, you've got a Tommy gun on the playground at school, you know? Yeah, you can do that. Apparently, that's something that the female...
Tommy gun on the playground at school. Cut that one out of context.
Please. Yeah, I mean, when you're playing World War II or whatever.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Aji's having a go. Oh, he's looking good too. Poison's dead. He's going to burn if he's not careful. Drops a smoke, lives to tell the tale. Rush, MP9 can challenge out. Good control of the spray. He nearly takes 2. Good damage from Haji. Bodes well for LDLC's first weapon round here, and the bonus from Complexity is going to hamstring them. FAMAS, MP9 off the flash. Config makes a lot out of a little. That FAMAS shutting down the mid-presence. They're actually at a demand disadvantage now. LDLC cannot stomach this, not only with Haji's entry damage, but they had that mid-control. The trade took so long, just off that single flash. Great setup and team play from the CT so far.
Well, a couple of problems here, though. JKS is clearing out towards the lower tunnel, so if they were just to stroll into the B bomb site, they have the weapon advantage, especially for the range against this MP9. JKS cleared out towards the doors now. He's about to round the corner and get a rude shock.
Are they expecting that? Oh, they weren't. Maka. Oh, he gets caught on the jiggles. Oh, JKS. Great management. peeks out. Every bullet connects in those little poisonous bursts.
Yeah, that was beautiful stuff right there, and I think it's going to be necessary for JKS to be one of these players to get off the mark in a good way. When you take a look at how things have been going for them, especially in the match yesterday against FaZe, it was down towards the bottom of that scoreboard with old Rush there. So he can come alive. We know that JKS is a good player, and he's one of these potential stars for the squad. But here we go, back down towards the pistols, and I really want to see something a bit more competitive than what Vici offered up. Poison's already taken Hadji out of the round, so that long traction stopped. They've made it out towards the corner, and they do have another flash to work with here. Maka might pop and go. Poison was going to be caught in no man's land, but look at that nade, perfectly landing. Sixer down to 2.
God.
Was the walking wounded as well, and this is just a mop-up. Aisle long, 1, 2, 3, make that 4. On for the ace here. A little bit blind, but he... It's a chance. Don't steal it. Don't steal it. Rush.
Thief. Absolute scoundrel.
Why?
He didn't even take the pot shot while flashed. Like, he just knew. He had enough faith that he wasn't going to be able to hit the shot.
Why did he steal that?
I have no idea. It's just not fair, really, is it? Poison, ace denied. Just a shooting gallery for him. Lovely, and very little resistance, of course, when they're only on the pistols. Deagles were the best threat.
I'm not moving.
Yeah.
I'm not moving.
You going to hit me? You're not, are you?
All right, well, the smiles are great. Wait, is this a second timeout already?
No, when did they take the first?
I just felt like one already came on in.
Yeah, you're
okay,
right.
this Oz Striker, here he is. Here's the man. He's getting vocal early. This is the coach of LDLC. And we spoke about it yesterday because we did their opening matchup on Ancient against NIP. So just to run you through a couple of these names. Lambert, he's the in-game leader of the team. He's done a bit of broadcast work within the French scene. We'll go down the list. We've got Maka, he was the one the desk was talking about, a star or at least a potential star. We need to see if he can be proven on LAN. Kioz, he played for Simon Gaming back at that Star Ladder Minor when we're going all the way back into 2019. And we'll get to the rest later because the guns are out and the tag is in. Maka will put Config on notice here, down to 5 HP just on the cross.
Yeah, he's going to have to alter his positions a little bit. Could be very vulnerable to pre-fires and nades. Might want to play a little further back. Tucked in for now. Wow, Lambert nearly completely booked. He is actually off the nade. Safe and sound. Maka quite the opposite.
More nades.
Yeah, he's just caught another one on the nose. They're taking so much damage. Poison wants to stick around. That's aggressive. Maka taking space, taking names. Poison down. Blame to challenge out. Good find and a great management of that FAMAS. He gets 2 off that. The rest are so broken. 14 points of health between Maka and Lambert. It really does fall to Hadji to be the blunt object. Nice try. Head obscured by the brickwork. Needs to JKS finding another. Well, that petered out very quickly.
Yeah, you could see they did so much damage and they tried to accelerate up cap, but just straight on into the death. And
3 kills for your squad, 5 rounds into play. Does not bode well just on an individual level. You have to be able to hang with these boys.
Maka won't be saving here. With this camera that we're getting from our lovely obs team here, you can see the creepy crawly config going to be in the backlines, and Maka's ass is completely exposed. Head about to be 2, and there you go. Orps on the deck. Lambert on that 3 HP. 34 seconds. Call it 5-0. Don't call the 5-0.
Don't call the 5-0.
Yeah. Well, they might need the 5-0 because there might be a murder in the server here today. If this is another Vici special.
Why are you just throwing those poor boys under the bus?
Okay,
this is an LDLC special.
We could have a bit more of a longer form conversation about this.
True.
We should grab the teams who come through the minority regions and through these global, like Sprout, right? And we should put them in a mini tournament. And we should let the best of those come into the big boy tournament.
Don't hate it.
Because, like, I'm from a minority region. I know how difficult it is, but what do you learn coming in here and getting owned? Like, if somebody could tell me, I'd love to hear it.
And the format could be different. It could be like round robin. So, like, if you are Vici, but if you're Vici or, Swiss, bring Swiss back.
Give them lots of games.
But just give them lots of games because I admit that, I hope that like Vici, I don't know their plans, but like if I was them, if I had this opportunity, I'm on European soil, stick as long as you can. You know, there's all those fancy boot camp centers. We used to see the adverts. Just book a ticket, stick around for a couple of weeks and scrim your hearts out. I think that would be great. I don't, of course, obviously know, but it'd be interesting to find out. Look at Lambert go into the smoke. This is a chance. If they had a flash, we could have seen something potentially threatening there. Instead, falls by the wayside, and already around complexity through experience. We'll just not let slip. Config's getting a little aggressive here. Makes sense, wants to punish. Oh, he's so hot on their heels. I hope they're diligent. Someone has to be watching the back. This is going to be a horrible finish. Oh, gosh.
Bye-bye. Config from behind. That was 3 just crispy little shots. Poison, he's in the best spot to deal with that as well. We don't get anything done. 6-0.
4 frags for LDLC so far. Just grey screened, full body sticking out. That is a quick finish, isn't it, really?
I don't think he even meant to get that last one there. Poison's dead. Oh.
Guys, I want to do some killing, please.
All right, well, we've got the AWP out back for Maka. Oh, lots of hang time on that jump there, almost getting tagged again. They're very fast about this, right? They're not crossing their T's and dotting their I's. They're writing in cursive like a doctor, and it's very, very messy to read.
Yeah. Kios yet to make much of an impact. Chance onto Config, dancing around the smoke. They are advancing and do have control of short, but that's just step 1. Haji's cleared out tons. The fact he took his bomb solo there is kind of mad.
Look at this nade just primed. Like, as soon as their exec, which can only be 2 mollies in a smoke, comes in, what are they going to do?
Oh, and they've got a smoke as well, so you going to go now, or are you going to respect the smoke?
Oh, they're totally going to go now.
Here we go, through the grey screen, straight into Blaine. Good find. That's Kiyo's first frag. A great tracking from Poison. Zorp, he's only got the heads to aim at. Still found 2. A third? No way, Haji. He falls as well. Maka clawing something back. Perhaps a competitive round. It's Sixer to prove me right. And he's doing exactly that. 1 more to find. 20 bullets in that Galil. JKS maybe in his blind spot. As he goes for that bomb retrieval, just as he looks away, clearing other corners. JKS, a chance. And Sixer falls just short of the mark. They make it 7-0, and I was expecting a bit more of a competitive start here out of LDLC. They are already having this half perhaps lost in the next round of play.
Watch this, right? This second shot is great,
Wow.
but the third one that he gets is wild because I think Maka is aiming at him and just completely misses. So Haji goes down, Maka gets the second shot on target, but they've lost too many teammates by that juncture. And okay, now it is the second timeout in 7 rounds of play. So I was a little bit ahead of myself before. It felt like maybe they should have taken 2 timeouts in that first 4 rounds, but now
It's just running away from them. It's sprinting away from them.
very, very quick. And the ADR that we have on our screens right now, Lambert with 10 ADR, Kios with 22, right? That's pretty rough scenes. The bomb hasn't even gone down yet. Right, they haven't even got that far into the bomb site to get the bomb planted. So,
But like,
yeah,
I mean, I'm no expert, but the pace that they're throwing in, it does just lead to a lot of these early fights lost, and you're playing these impossible, insurmountable mana disadvantages. I wouldn't mind just seeing a full spread out default, draw rotates, take your time, and take those late duels. And we haven't seen any evidence of that. LDLC obviously
fast
not.
again.
It is, yeah. They're just going to throw a body out long. It's good to see some ground covered. Blue Bin's under control of Maka. Keeping this one as a conservative buy.
So they just have a smoke and a flash now for the air execute. Wait, Rush is here. This could get deadly.
Got a real shot. Good start. Sixer with a solid response. He needs another off that Deagle if he wants to have a chance. Poison flashed off the line. He will re-peek into the multiple targets. He's dinked down. He's under a lot of scrutiny. Does well to take another down. The molly lined up by JKS should deny a default plan. The bomb nowhere near the site just yet. 2 versus 3. It is certainly winnable. Config's coming around thick and fast, and there's a very low HP on Haji. He may not be ready for this. Smoke currently keeps him safe. Lambert's posted up on the AWP as well. Config's going to have to manage his angles well here. Starting to fade. Lambert's looking away. Haji's too low for this duel. He'd have to hit that perfect first bullet, and even that's not enough. A dink starts Lambert to finish the job. Now just JKS, and I'm not sure if he's aware of that car position. Maka has the element of surprise, and as the smoke is dropped, Maka, patient. Lambert could expose himself here if he's not too careful. He's still got his hands very much on the keyboard. Moving around, there's a chance JKS can isolate some duels here. Maka does strike, and LDLC break their silence.
Oof. All right, with Deagles and the faster approach. So it's paid off eventually, right? So they've been, as you're saying, you know, we're not seeing the default spread. We're not seeing the classic Counter-Strike that we've grown to know and love in the Tier 1 echelons over the last year and a bit. It's been very, very fast, but it has worked on out here. And Poison, as soon as Rush went down, it was a 3-man B lean from Complexity. They were expecting a B hit or a mid to B. The site's given up. And yeah, just great patience there from Maka.
But yeah, I have to give some credit. Just I haven't got to watch Poison much. Of course, during this event, I haven't got to see too much of Complexity either. And the fact that that's twice now where we thought, oh, he's booked here, and he always takes one with him. You know, we've seen a lot of AWPers over these last 2 days. You see them just in situations where you think, oh, they've definitely got one. Poison's finding 2 in those And it's very impressive that he's managed to post 14 already. Definitely a reliable source. And it looks like we are seeing a full B test here. JKS turning the flash. He can unload, and he does. Oh, beautiful. Combined with Config, he's won the round. It's only Lambert and Maka remaining, a familiar duo. Bombs lost on B. Maka to try and regain some control. What's the util situation? They've still got on B. Config has a smoke. Maybe able to lock them down in that bomb retrieval when they feel under threat. Now would be a good time, actually. Config considering it. He's just posted up on the AWP instead. JKS to monitor that bomb retrieval. Oh, Lambert's met by the AWP.
Much, yeah.
And JKS can finish the job if Poison doesn't beat him to the punch. Okay, right back to normality, it seems. Complexity returned the favor.
Okay, well, this is LDLC's pick. Scoreline 8-1, and JKS he just was getting into position as that exec was taking place. Mows them on down, and another quick round done and dusted. Still, not looking great for the Frenchman. Or back out. That low buy situation they converted here gave them a bit of extra cash. Max loss bonus is in play. And away we go again. I'm just going to pick mid.
Whoa, that's very brave. And Maka completely caught out, scoped in. They are taking some liberties, aren't they, Chad? Yeah,
they're being very aggressive in a lot of these scenarios, and they're not shying away from fights. It feels to me like Complexity know that they're the better team and want to bully LDLC into submission here. Yanko was talking about, you know, rattling them. Well, right now, 8-1, I don't think Complexity are going to feel too rattled. And they're just walking in for free. Just walking in, getting kills. Guns are not out.
3 more. Starting to commit to the side. The Molly will deny that cross, at least make it costly. Oh, Hadji brave to go through the flames. Now it's time for that plant.
It's going to be a 5-on-3 site retake, and all the real estate is for Complexity.
Look how much util they've got, bro.
Yeah, they can all just come up through spawn. They don't even need to go short right now.
Guns are out. They want to take this fight. They want to try and equalize the numbers. They can't handle all these angles if they strike at the same time. That's a start. They're all on the side, though, and the info's there. Config's missed his flick. They've equalized. Now getting interesting in this post plant, and more frags. Kios with a double. Make it a triple as he lines them up. And LDLC do fight their way out of that pickle.
Ooh, all right, well, good mid-round, well, after plant decision to take the fights towards CT. That forced rush wide, as soon as he gets pinned on down, well, the rest of them are all coming through that one choke point. I thought it would have looked good, but that was on the contingency that Rush is still alive to keep them off of that ramp. Because when you go for this kind of retake, this ramp right here is a power position. Assuming Rush is in pit and he can see the ramp, that means they can only play either towards site or short. So that was well done considering the early casualties there. And an important round because they win this one. LDLC can break the bank. Config's going to push this.
B. And already caught one. Maka with his chance, and B's wide open. Just like that, Chad. We've got ourselves a little bit of a game here. LDLC to throw an economical blow here. It's going to probably encourage the boys from Complexity, just so they have something to present into the next, to just batten down the hatches and save.
Well, the pace of the game is one thing you can't be complaining about here, right? It has been very, very quick. The fact that Config there has just run on into his death, and JKS went, well, I'm going down with the ship here. He's continued through. 2 quick ones, and well, now it's going to be 8-3. So maybe this is it. Maybe they think that Complexity are a little bit gambly on their CT side with some of their setups. If they can take advantage of that, pace is a good way to do it. You can find that gap. You can thread that needle. No dramas. Looks like they're sending out a bit of a scouting party here to take a few scalps. It's just Kios who's clearing out short. Now he's sensitive as he makes his way up the catwalk, and an easy round. The kills come to you. The conversion comes through. And now the frag chance is starting to look better. And if you check out this round recap on the right-hand side of your screen, 3 of the last 4 ain't bad, especially as we move into the tail end of this first half. Now, money for Complexity, it doesn't look great, but the fact that they did save 3 guns, that's going to burn them a timeout here just to talk through their options. Guns can be dropped, but not great. We're talking like MP9s, maybe scouts, or they can take a save. With 2,400 coming into the bank balance in the next, I wouldn't mind seeing them go all in behind the rifles they've just held on to.
It would match the style of play they've been playing so far.
Yeah, and the reason I say that is because right now, if you get 2,400 in the next round, I'll let you guys do the maths, right? JKS hasn't invested just yet, right? It's going to be 4,400. That's enough for an M4 and a little bit of util, right? So they're not going to have the AWPs in play unless they save some of these goodies.
Contesting long, and looks like LDLC were planning on knocking on that door. Deterred, Kios changes his mind.
Well, now it's tempered. Now they're actually taking a step back and not just throwing pace and caution to the wind here. Gonna be run boost out top mid. This one, I don't see this one every day of the week. A little bit worried about a potential AWP or scout.
Config just going looking. Okay, Complexity definitely getting a bit aggressive on these CT, especially on the lesser pistol, just the CZ for Config, taking a look as the sound cue came in from Tons. That gives them the man advantage, and now LDLC, they just have to complete the formality. Hinge smoke to imply short control is being fought for.
They know that they killed Config, who's a B defender, so it makes sense that they are heading over towards this B bomb site, but right now, Complexity are clearing on out towards short. If they get a little bit of a wriggle on here, they might be flanking LDLC before they enter the site.
Yeah, I mean, it's the job of Lambert. He's just given up on that angle as Complexity start to advance. Timing's going to be really interesting here. Blame's still on A, so it's about 3 men. Poison into Tons, and oh, just misses the mark. Maka very low. Pressure, Lambert trying to defend. They can't quite hit the shots. It's Maka that can.
Nice.
Solid defense of this tunnel's aggression, and that should lock down Complexity's chances. Nothing left for them. Blame just to save what he could. It's going to be the FAMAS preserved, but here we go. Bombs are planted. LDLC finding themselves 3 rounds in a row.
Well, now it feels like if you just take a look at Complexity's money again, because Config invested there in that CZ, they shouldn't buy in this next round. They should not buy. They should go for a bit of a half investment here. And if Blame's not careful, they know his position now. They could even rip this FAMAS away. Would love to get his hands on that AK-47. Hadji's coming for the hunt. Maybe he gets a second chance here. Was spotted towards the mid doors. Hadji undetected. Kio's tunnel visioned in. The footsteps might be obscured. Hadji very loud about this. Blame's going to hold on to it. So another round for LDLC. Starting to get competitive here. 4 out of the last 5. Sounding a lot better than that 7-0 start. Poison already has 17 kills. We've had a couple of these early pop-off performances from individuals, haven't we?
Yeah, but I mean, he got into the teens in the first, like, 5 rounds of play. So don't forget that Glock stomp, put a nice extra 4 in the bag. Not 5, as we saw. And, well, it looks like they are going to be investing, Chad. It's the FAMAS. Config's actually been given a lovely gift of the M4. And now we're rocking and rolling.
Poison on the scout.
Straight up doors. No, this is interesting. It's JKS. Yeah, he's all alone. Completely isolated. He'd have to do a complete miracle round on the FAMAS. Kios, 1 for 1. And the site is lost. Config, nothing he can do. I say that. He unloads onto Hadji. Maybe they might be interested now. Catching them on the advance. Nothing in return. They're talking about it.
It's a kit for Blame, so they have time to work with here. Bomb's just gone down.
Maka's in tons. I wonder if Rush is going to dip his toe in that, because that's just a dead man. Oh, damn, jumps and baits the shot. Now he can join his forces. They know where Maka is. Tons side AWP.
Couple of smokes for this too.
They're starting to advance. Complexity gonna start applying the pressure. Maka still managing to pick away at 1. The smoke on Tons redundant now as he walks in.
Oh.
Good tag. Config on notice. Lambert does struggle to finish his meal, I think, with the HP. And the time just ticking a little too fast for their liking. It's a good shot from Config to keep him honest.
Blame gonna get away. He's so low.
Is LDLC not only with, what was it, 3 in a row, it's now 4.
Blame just went down to the bomb as well there. So this last foray of rounds from Complexity has been awkward, not just with the money management, but with the decision-making as well here. So this is getting turned on its head quite quickly. The French are back in it here, and you can hear they're starting to get a little bit louder. This was great from Maka, right?
That's 2 for 2 in terms of the B AWP pop-off. He gets another double, or at least a tag onto the second as well. Every shot he's hitting as well is just going to be a confidence booster for his LAN.
Complexity have actually called another timeout here. So we've had 4 timeouts in this first half. There's only 2 more rounds of play. The loss bonus has started to build in a big way, but still not enough to warrant a buy. So how many of these last 4 rounds that they've lost have Complexity not had a full buy scenario? What are we talking, like at least 3?
3 is to my count, yeah.
So, yeah, they're just some of the decision-making with the economy here has left them in an awkward spot. The fact that Poison, who had 17 kills, is having to operate with a scout, like, that just hurts. That just hurts to see because it had so much impact.
Starting to look like a competitive half. 8-5. He does just like gunning it, doesn't he?
He has so much faith in Maka to cover, and yeah, he's tagged up Poison, so he's done his job. But look at him just barreling down middle. Another one of these in-game leaders who loves getting stuck on in.
Full util drop. But one and a quick snap out of Lambert. Owie, that'll leave a mark.
Again. And look at the gap that this has created. Rush and Blame have put pressure on short. The other 4 members of LDLC are out long. They're just able to creep on up here.
Zero defense. No one is currently aware of long. The Molly car will be an indicator, a sound cue that they'll have to acknowledge and respect. But yeah, Armored Deagles, just the scout. I say just the scout. It's a pretty good headshot into Kiosk that does tie us up to 4-4.
They know Lambert's around. They're trying to clear him out now. JKS is starting to have a look here, but look how passive Lambert is. Justin is pushing on in, and he hasn't cleared the corner. Lambert might have a few.
Oh, he could not only start the round, but finish it as well. They're all coming from short. Lambert communicating. Sound cues are plenty. Complexity no longer considering it much of a threat. Poison's having a glance. He's considered it. And now Lambert reveals it. Nice find onto Blame.
It's a save call again. I'm puzzled.
I wish you could see Chad's face, everyone.
Like, just the last, oh, all right. Well, this is great, because LDLC are competitive now, at least. Up to 6.
I mean, this was what, 7-0?
7-0.
7-0. And I don't know if I'm just putting one and one together here, but it went 7-0, and then Complexity started making unusual decisions.
Interesting choice.
Yes, yeah. Which one might assume one may have influenced the other in terms of feeling like they may have just got a free ticket to the main event. Seems like LDLC have quickly put them back in their place.
Yeah, and if you have a look here, we'll be able to check things out.
Oh, that was nearly 2.
Yeah, that was actually...
It wasn't a wall bang so much as it was through the flesh of another teammate.
So we can take a look here just on the right-hand side of your screen. See how few frags are had right now by LDLC. Nobody is in double digits, and the scoreline is almost as close as it can be with an 8-7.
Yeah,
that shows you how many saves there have been from Complexity and how awkward this has been in the tail end of this first half. Yeah. What a puzzle.
I think Keita's definitely going to have a furrowed brow in the review of those last 6 rounds of play. We do see the default spread now towards the tail end. The final round is when LDLC tried to whip it out.
Take the pace off. And Poison finally has an AWP. So does Config.
Eos might take a look on that. Flash through mid. Blame with an early info play. Now, the A defense feels like the weakest part of the map right now for Complexity. It's going to be Rush and Poison just doubling up on long at this point in time. Poison to react should he feel pressure from short, as he will now. Guns are fired. Blame starting to maneuver back. He's in that tough state of limbo where he's not convinced whether or not he'll make it all the way up the elevator, so sticking around on ramp.
Poison's coming back now as well. So
Lambert's throwing a very interesting smoke long side.
Or they're isolating Rush right now, I think.
Yeah, Poison's going to have to either push through it or have Sixer duel one-on-one with Rush. Good defense. Rush finds it. Oh, the bomb carrier's on his way across. Not anymore. Kiosk loses his life. Hadji with a very nice trade. The bomb's still able to be recovered. Look how close it was to falling off the lip. That could have been round-defining. Instead, scooped up and planted. And now Complexity in order to extend their lead on the end of this half.
They lost one like this before, though, didn't they? They came up through CT last time round. This time it's all going to be through short. Pushing long. They're actually hunting. They're going over towards Rush here.
They know he's a crucial component. It's going to find him pulled out of the flash. Hands off the weapon. They're doing it again. Good shot from Maka as well. Complexity, another man advantage just falls by the wayside, and LDLC are tying up the half. Config to come up clutch. He's got 2 more to find. Bomb's well over half gone now. He doesn't even have the time for this. Pulls out the AK, spotted out, hunting for the swing. He'd need them both in quick succession. Not quite precise enough. Just about gets there, but no time. And so just looking for the ego frag, and he will get it. That'll be 8-7. After a 7-0 start, LDLC put themselves right back into Dust2. Do not...
Hey Future Pros, back on Dust2 with a timeless flash. This is the new map's take on the old faithful short flash. When thrown correctly, this flash should affect any CT playing short for an easy frag. If you don't jump and throw the flash, it will not make it around the corner. To do this flash, you need to be running up the short catwalk. Align your aim so you are aiming below the open window, but also along this smaller window. You want to jump throw the flash just as you get close to these planks on the floor. That's about it. A CT could be playing a closer angle, so be on the lookout for that too.
Ay, big spender, big tipper, look up. I'm a star like the Big Dipper. Keep it up, 100 with you, ain't nobody realer. 7-figure, father figure, laughing to the bank.
What started as a stomp for Complexity ended in one round out of the last 8. LDLC are back in a big way, 8-7 on the half. The favorites here with some questionable economic choices. Now staring down the barrel of a close one as we're getting this one underway, and the 1xBet odds are favouring the favourites. But look at Hadji.
Yeah, all alone, decided he's going to take on the whole squad, and Config's having absolutely none of it. Damn, even doing significant damage to Maka. He'll take a USP for his troubles, walking straight into Sixer, and just with a simple click of his mouse, we're into the 4-on-4. They're charging up long. Six is the only one to try and contend with this.
Kios is already in T-spawn.
Oh, true. Well, we'll come back to that one. For now, JKS, without any help, has got himself across. His flame just as the smoke now blooms. And Poison can plant pretty much uncontested. Sixer was hiding in on Gandalf. He should have an element of surprise and a great shot. Poison down. If they take the pistol here, Chad, it's going to get very troublesome very quickly. Complexity! They fall, and LDLC getting as loud as they can. That's big for them. They know it.
Oh, dear. I just talked about 7 rounds right now for LDLC to get back into that half. Then the pistol. They are in the driver's seat.
So, what did you say? 8 out of the last... What? 7 of the last 8?
Yeah.
For LDLC?
Yeah, the tides have shifted. They've definitely shifted.
We're now 8 of the last 9. Here we go.
This is, this is the point.
We're not going to be seeing our standard response. It's a full hero. Blame. Armored to the teeth. Kalashnikov in hand.
Who dropped in that one? It was Rush, huh?
Six has whipped out a round 2 AWP. It's all getting a bit interesting.
Okay, this is a bit
Come on,
puzzling,
Chad.
isn't it?
So dive in, get your knife and fork out.
I guess that Six is expecting the force buy, which is kind of true in a way. Lambert's about to take this contact long, which should bring Sixer over to help the party out. Deagle tag's good, but they need to get across, and there's no way the Complexity are accounting for an AWP here. So now that they've pushed back this long position, They're starting to scurry through spawn.
Where's Config?
Where is Config?
Is he?
Oh, he's just chilling. He's starting to move now. That was weird. I thought he was AFK or something.
Yeah, it looked like it.
Okay, so they're all back in business. LDLC have just retaken long control, right? So Complexity think that they forced them away. They haven't at all, and Rush is in pit. He might have a few here.
Certainly potential. They are looking, but Maka might take a first look. Rush not quite precise enough. Up short, an interesting pivot. Don't forget, Blame's really the main man, point man for this, and he has hit one great shot. There's a lot more to required, and Lambert does just gracefully bait extra shots. Now the bomb's lost. Don't know if it actually fell CT or it's just on the lip. Good find from Config's Deeg, and no trade available. Sixer trying to get glass cannon on the AWP, and Config now with an AK trying to swing out. Maka's having none of it, and neither are LDLC. What is going on?
It really looks like LDLC have done their homework, right? Because the information and space that they took back, they're going back long, they kind of felt like they knew Rush was going to be there, right? So this is looking very, very good, at least in terms of their prep. And now, when it was 7-0, I wasn't talking about Complexity getting rattled. I think at this point, they probably are. Poor financial decision, saw that half peter away and run away from them in a very big way. And now, well, this is where they could start to get exploited. Things are looking great, and off the bat, Maka opens things up onto Poison.
Okay, something is brewing now here in Cologne. Round 18. Already Complexity down a man, and it's the star of the show. 19 from Poison. It will be kept that way here in our 18th. Okay. Time to piece this one back together again. I think, yeah, rattled is the perfect term. Complexity gonna have to get their thinking caps on. LDLC starting to put the right foot forward in a very big way. Smoke arriving on the Xbox. JKS from Tons might be able to apply a little pressure towards the doors.
They're just gonna walk short here for what should be a cat execute. Flash short, Rush entering with the bomb. Kioz is just overseeing business here with a FAMAS. He's called out that flash to his teammates. Another one called now, and lobbing out his own utility in response. Nade just chipping away. And now the set piece can be organized. Six's AWP is isolated. Oh, he's actually given that over to Maka, never mind.
Good damage on that. See the lineup punishing the default lineup of the smoke.
What's a fake? They're going back for a mid to B here, I think.
Yeah, it looks like it. Smoke does arrive. Lambert trying to contest as best he can. Molly will stop his typical spray. Starts pushing in. Is there a flash? No, just pushes in dry, and he's got one. Could have been more. Unfortunately, Sixer is super low. It will fall to Kioz on the flank. Haji, or rather Config, holding it. He's hit the shots now. Maka alone in the side and controlled nicely from Rush's AK. Looks like Complexity have got this one in the bag. A quick fake and a pivot. Bomb down.
Yeah, Haji really shouldn't go for this one. It was just trying to see, I think, if you could catch Config straggling, but it's good to keep 3 alive, and that AWP can be secured at the backup platform. So if we're going to look at positives now for Complexity, out of this round where they didn't have an AWP, they get one, not for free, they had to work hard for it, but they pick one up, and they put themselves in a much better position moving forward. It's good quality of life little updates here that Vlad's been chipping away at, right? Now we just constantly get the frags here.
The round frags, yeah, we lost them when we got the permanent frags, but it's good to see everything back in order.
Bomb's going to go off. And now tied up again, so Complexity 9-9. Money's not really there for LDLC to go for a buy, so I'm going to be very interested to see how they respond. And again, really just look at the frags, right? I'm going to read through them for everybody at home. 12 for Maka, 11 for Lambert, 9 for Sixer, 8 for Haji, and 5 for Kioz. It doesn't feel like they have enough kills to be leveled up at 9-9, especially when you compare that to the other side. You've got 19 for Config, 19 for Poison, right? That's just 2 of the players right there. Almost both dropping 20s.
What is he up to? Sixer strafe straight into that AWP. Poison ready to punish. Just tried to use the speed of that scout to catch him off guard, bait the shot, and maybe a second on the cards. Maka catching bullets. He's not missing at the moment. Poison makes it 2. Flame to finish off the job. It's Haji. Good resistance here on CT. Body drop, Config to trade. He does find both, just like that. Complexity sailing towards a 10th now, and absolutely no rush. Kioz, last man standing, a Deagle and a Scout. Does he get, a good start in the 1v4? I think he just spotted another. Yeah, JKS crossing B. That might draw him into the wrong side of the map. Unfortunately, bomb crossing A as we speak. But if Kioz can isolate this, there's an AK to play with. Not to be. Good find. Okay, Cole take 10. And so far, it's an even keel, 2-2.
Ooh, this one is the B stream right now. It is Renegades taking on OG. This is, yeah, a progression match indeed. Winner of this one will be finding themselves take one step further and should be getting into the main event here. Renegades toppled MIBR yesterday. OG lost to Big. And it would be curious, if Renegades picked that one up, I would be very surprised. OG have been looking better and better, especially since the additions of Nico and Flames. And now we're going to see an eco from LDLC. So with Sixer in the server, you know, I was trying to think, what could we do with his name that would be fun, right? And for some reason, I don't know why, and I don't know if we'd use this in a positive way or a negative way, but it could be like something like Sixer, he looks like he's at a Catalina wine mixer. I don't know where I heard Catalina wine mixer.
Catalina wine mixer.
But it's a thing. I just Googled it to make sure it was real.
From a thing.
It's like, it's from Southern California or something. It's an event. I don't know where we could use it. Is it a positive or a negative?
But what's it got to do with Sixer?
Well, mixer rhymes with Sixer.
Catalina wine. Wow. I mean, it's a stretch.
Yeah, I know.
I'm talking full stretch, Armstrong stretch.
That was the only thing I got.
Well, I mean, it's also a number. I think there's a lot to be done with the number.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah, okay. I was a little bit outside the box, wasn't I?
Yeah, you can get.
I'm on a different planet.
You could get like mathematical. You're kind of in a more of an abstract kind of, I don't know, contemporary dance kind of approach.
Oh dear. I think Lambert spotted some shadows here potentially, but they're going to flash over mid regardless. JKS could cut some stats here. The spray from range will get 2, and 2 more have crossed his gaze.
5 bullets. No need for any more. Last man standing will drop down. Okay, so Complexity definitely having no issue in the eco. 3 consecutive rounds now for them on their T side. Config and Poison up to their usual antics. You can see the ADR there on the left-hand side of your screens, averaging well over a kill a round.
So just so we're clear, we're not getting in Sixer at the Catalina wine mixer.
It rhymes.
Yeah.
If I knew where on earth I'd heard that before, I'd
Where,
probably...
we've definitely heard it,
I
right?
think it's from some sort of like Will Ferrell comedy.
Okay, all right.
Like some nonsense.
All right.
Ooh, okay. A little aggression from Maka. I love it. Love a little short peek and make catch Poison off guard. It's off the shoulder. He actually goes for a second. Lord almighty. Taking some gambles here.
Is he going to re-peek again?
It feels like it.
Told just to go and fight.
Yeah, that seems like the message. Seems like the memo. He wants config and he's booked him. Tags him. Finished with the M4. Go on, my son. He gets it. That's one way to equalize. 4v4 at the 1:20 mark. All right. They've even pushed up Xbox. Lambert's holding lower tons. JKS monitored for sure.
Yeah, this is very aggressive stuff, right? The fact that he went for the second peak and then went and reinitiated in lower dark from a completely different angle. They're looking very, very spicy here today. Nothing to lose, everything to gain here from the underdog. And now it's just Sixer towards the top of the site, hiding behind the single box.
Okay, all he has to do really... I can't say the obvious again.
Hide?
Not die, was what I was going to say. All he has to do is not die. Maka's actually arrived as well.
Getting clamped in on right now. Lambert's pushing for the big flank here, so they will be locked into going towards this long position.
Right.
Heels will be there to help them out towards short, but it is the A set piece coming on through.
Double smoked. Maka, he looks like he wants to peek around this.
What is going on?
Oh, and a perfect timing, just as Poison dropped into pit. No AWP support, no Overwatch, and here comes the flank. Poison's got the bomb. It's falling apart for Complexity
25 seconds.
LDLC throwing another brutal twist of the knife into the mix. 11-10. LDLC looking to make their map pick count.
You can tell they're definitely playing like an underdog right now, just with some of these rounds that they're throwing in the way of Complexity. And this is not how the game started at all. They were just getting dictated to, and now it's changing, right? They're the ones who are forcing all these fights, and it means whatever Blame is calling from spawn, even if it is a default spread, the default spread's being isolated. Look at the timer at the top of your screen. They're taking these fights at 1:30. They are taking the fight to Complexity. Walking through those smokes from Maka, that is insane.
Yeah, that is crazy. And it's working wonders for them. Good find from Poison. He's definitely no slouch on those doors, crosses, everything. It just costs you something on the way across. If he catches a glimpse, he'll make it count, Lambert.
There's no way
your crosshair is going to be in the right place. Blame holds it. Good damage. But regardless, Long, once again, seems to be the mission statement. Oh, Kios, go on, my son. Go on. Jumps right into Blame's face and will get an AK for his troubles.
It's forcing the hand of Complexity. Just by pushing and taking these fights, again, they have to go long.
And Hadji, in support of Sixer, see what util they're going to drop. It looks like the smokes are going to be thrown out for the wall. Hadji, well, how do you contest this? He can't. Bit of damage chipping away at Config. A defensive smoke dropped by the CTs. Interesting look, they can play around this. It doesn't give those free fights, and Six are peeking around it, has managed to find another. Damage inflicted, Keon's low. JK has to plant, Rush on the overwatch. Good catch onto Maka on short of one way. They're throwing so many CT smokes, this is kind of nerdy. And it's working. Rush can't find him under the smoke. A little bit of a release of his crouch key costs him his life. Sixers 2. Now Hadji. 2 to find. Rush the first. And it's too easy. Hadji. A huge find. Clutches up for LDLC. And I have to give some credit to them. They're doing everything in their power to make that a weird round for Complexity. There's a new smoke on Gandalf. There's a new smoke on a Vanguard. They play around them and isolate the site, making it feel different.
It's so jarring, right? Like, there's just so many bodies there all the time. Complexity are feeling like they're left with no options. And, well, options is what they have to discuss right now. Their money, it's been siphoned on through. LDLC will do them a favor and give them 30 seconds of talking time. But it's getting real weird out there. The fact they're running 2 guys into Upper Dark at the start of the round, forcing Blame with 2 players, not even like tradable. They weren't even tradable. Lambert went on his own, then Kios came back. And he's the smokes you were talking about. They were able to deal with Sixer here, right? Rush has done so much, but Hadji, no dramas in the world. Steps on up, takes both of them down. Great stuff there, and you can hear how fired up they're getting.
Oh, this is going to do, honestly, this is going to do so much. The adrenaline surging through their veins right now, the testosterone, just the sheer volume, they are going to be feeling themselves. It just feels within reach now. I imagine when you're staring down 0-7, there's part of your brain that's just sitting there but not believing it's possible.
Look at the contrast, right? For Complexity, they're expected to win this. They're the heavy favorites right here, and they've heavy invested again. Poison back into the AWP, but there's some omissions. JKS on the Galil, Deagle for Blame.
Back to Long.
They're creeping out.
Sixer, definitely under a lot of scrutiny, but he lives to tell the tale. Not going to be seeing any of the B aggression this time, but not going to be seeing a default out of Complexity. These aggressive maneuvers from the CTs haven't forced Blame's hand into a default.
I think that's the thing, right? Because if they keep just going for their spread and these aggressive maneuvers from LDLC keep coming out, they might keep losing men. Now it's just the trundle up long. All 5 coming here. Sixer, you're about to be overwhelmed.
Oh, Spot's just the tip of the head. He knows they're close. He knows he's got a lot to do. Smoke to try and hold them at bay on that ramp. They're already crossing in. It's Rush and JKS. Make it just Rush. Good find from Hadji. Only the one. Rotates coming in from short. Sixer happily, again, playing around that smoke. It enables him to stick around a little longer. I don't know if he's got the wall bang in him.
Oh, he's getting closer.
He is. He's closing the gap. He could hit something. Some close quarters AWPing. Loudly scopes. Rush will have heard it. No scope into Rush. He knows Blame's low. Swaps to the USP. They can ruin Complexity's day here. The bomb's ticking in their favor. Poison holding from long. The plant is down for him. It should be a Complexity round. Is there anything left in the tank from Sixer? Trying to challenge out. The healthy config decides he's going to take matters into his own hands, and I think things are going to slow and peter out to a Complexity 12.
They have to save right now. They're going to lose everything LDLC if they go for this with Maka and Lambert, and Config wants to hunt. He's jumped on down in towards spawn. He wants to take that away. Maka with another miss, and Config denies the AWP. It's just Lambert hanging around for any dregs, and well, he's lucky to be alive himself. That's 12 for Complexity now, and the chaos continues. Line 6's AWP. He's having a bit of a look. It hasn't blown back, so... Oh, okay. Well, they can take a bit of a breath right now, Complexity, but they're not off the hook by any means. You can see how dicey that was getting again. Just Blame on the site. You're really lucky here. Rush is doing a great job of clearing out towards the bomb site. He's giving them room to work with. And Six is a madman.
Yeah, he is. Peeking around that smoke, you can see the plan. This time, Complexity best them. And I mean, the fact that they just were so persistent on long, they made it work. And now it looks like a different flavor being thrown straight into the mix. Obviously, this time up against the USPs, who are going to be a little more passive. Talking of Poison's prowess on the doors, he's given us a nice demonstration here.
Well, they're pushing upper again. JKS is about to get to business.
He's looking that way. Molly will force the hand of Sixer if he's not careful. Forced away. Quick react, doesn't get punished.
Lambert's coming back towards mid here. This could be perfect for Poison.
No flashbang, so it is just going to be the bullets. Oh, what? Bullets have actually found 2 members
and
of
Complexity.
An AK! No, Complexity, you don't lose the eco. Not to make it 12-12.
They've just gambled over towards A right here. LDLC with 4 players, and they're going towards long. They might isolate Rush. He's on his own.
He's completely isolated. Blue bin. Lambert, he's been pretty switched on. You can see he's watched the demos. I wonder if he'll even consider it. I don't think he will. Look at his crosshair. The rest will. There's an AK. Oh, Rush is saving them. Kios does well to find something. Now the Deagle. He needs the headshot. Oh. He steadied his aim. He knew how much that first bullet would count, and now he's lost his teammate too. JKS and Config, there shouldn't be anything left for Hadji here. No armor. Missed shots, Config tagged.
Oh.
He's the one to zip up the body bag. 13 for Complexity, but by a gnat's wing.
Jeez, these rounds are all so tight. This is close stuff, and Complexity, I don't even know if they can have a sigh of relief with this. Once again, in case you missed it, this was a 7-0 start. LDLC have done everything in their power to make this one competitive. It's jarring time and time again.
From 7-0 to 8-7.
All right.
Now we stand at 13-11, and again, LDLC swallow their pride.
This is just a short push. Look how quick they are on all these maneuvers. Straight up cat. They're just going for a walk behind it. They might catch them off guard again.
This is so cheeky. I mean, you said that they're playing like underdog Counter-Strike. It's very, very unusual. Poison's going to be setting himself up to check, and oh dear, an AK-47.
On JKS now.
And a frag. JKS is coming back through T-spawn. Kios was staring at it, does manage the angle well. I don't think he's been spotted out. Lambert considering it. If JKS gets timed, this is a problem. Haji's already found another. Flame's gone down. JKS at least claws something
Not going to expect another. There's no way.
From behind, yeah, Kios has got him booked. There's no way, and they're doing it. LDLC keeping these poor boys from Complexity on their toes. Bombs on rush. Haji's having a round. He's got 3 with that AK-47. He's not even stopping there. Looking to take contact, and Sixer finishes off the job. LDLC get a little louder here in Cologne, and they force a timeout straight out of Complexity.
But that was an eco.
That was an eco.
It wasn't an eco with a saved gun. That was just a couple of upgraded pistols. How have they pipped that gap?
It was an M4. I think
that one,
was, yeah.
Wasn't it M4 in the previous?
Okay, maybe I'm
tripping. This is the one here
this
where
is
they
the push.
Yeah, the last one is where with the M4.
Oh god, and it got close.
Yeah,
okay.
right, and they just creep on up, and then Blame's in lower. He died to Haji, who grabbed the AK and fell back, right? Then you've got JKS, who's dealing with 2 more players.
3 on the recovered AK-47. LDLC, just when you thought they were being written out of the script. And he even takes the AK into the next. Oh, this is doing wonders for them. LDLC starting to believe that it's possible.
This is a meltdown for Complexity, right? You get away with the win here, right? This scoreline, it doesn't even matter. The rounds that they've lost and just how close this game has been, they're frazzled.
I'll say it as well. I think the analyst desk is going to have a lot to say, win or lose, about this Dust2 map.
Look at the Complexity money situation right here. It has to be a save coming out of them, and key to the coach in the back line. You've got to feel bloody helpless
Look at his
here.
face. I mean, it says it all.
It's just
Look at him.
amusement.
Sixer straight up
This
mid.
is crazy, man.
Haji's in lower tons.
They're just throwing caution to the wind.
I honestly did not expect this out of our first map to get today with these boys from LDLC. They're all staring at the floor. They're going shopping for a pistol. Haji's just pushing in. He'll take them all. Anyone else? 360! He's playing Call of Duty, folks!
Hey.
He's playing Call of Duty on these boys. I don't even know. 360 Deagle to finish. Ace as well from Haji on the eco. Oh, man. Yeah, sure, stomp the eco, but do it with style. Doesn't let them get any confidence points at all. Let me see that one again.
All right, well, these boys, they're definitely playing to win right here. They're not messing
What's
about.
the call? I just can't wait to see what they're going to do
Picking
next.
mid, they're pushing mid again.
What are they up to?
They're just fighting. Poison's getting a shooting gallery. Are they on the T side right now? What is happening? The fight is coming to Complexity, whether they want it or not, and Config down long.
I think, honestly, I reckon Blame is just vibrating with rage right now. He's like, what are these people doing to me? Oh.
You know, before we were talking about Vici and, you know, being able to come in from an underdog region and throwing crazy Counter-Strike. This is the crazy Counter-Strike that we're talking about.
Yeah, well, you know, we said, how on earth would you, reinvent the wheel?
Oh, they missed the smokes of the cross.
Have they? Oh, yeah. Big gap. Oh, a missed shot, though. That's a bad one from Maka, and it enables JKS to find space. And Sixer, another miss from Maka. Now Complexity have been given a real window of opportunity. I like the boost. Haji's been looking very sharp with the AK-47, but he's just lost his boost. Still goes for it. Headshot found. Perhaps delaying just enough. There's plenty of time.
It's going in.
He wouldn't. Just as it fades, Flame F caught. He does take another with him now. Perhaps a situation for Maka to deal with the bomb.
Might have to expose his head to pick that up. Maka could pop it.
It's possible. Flashes for the peak. Flashes for the retrieval. Now the bomb can go down. Chances dwindle for Maka. 28 points of health. Unless he could somehow isolate the duel onto Haji, a crazy blind wallbang to the cart. It's not going to happen. Good find. Config will secure it. Complexity will make it 14. And that's wing, though. I mean, look, the gap in the smoke from Cole, they're flustered.
They are definitely flustered. They are really under the pump right now, right? As the favorite coming into this, and being pushed to this level, and just the type of Counter-Strike that's being thrown your way, right? You cannot account for this. It is impossible to account for 3 guys running through mid doors on a crucial gun round when the scores turn up at 13-13, right? That's not we're talking about Dust2, where CTs are getting tagged on the cross time and time again. They're running through the doors at an AWPer on point. Poison's got 22 kills.
Oh, it's fun to watch. Hope you guys are having fun at home. Give LDLC your love for what they are currently showing here at the Intel Extreme Masters IEM Cologne 2021. This was the JKS find, virtue of a missed Maka frag. And then you can see it did come right down to the wire as well. It was Config who did a lot there, catching the boost of Lambert. The base of the boost, of course, you can see Hadji was the one at the top of it. Doesn't look little.
Hold up a second. This is a 5-man A lane. They just boosted 2 players short and 2 players going long. There's nobody B. If JKS runs in, the site is completely clear.
He's going straight in, even dropping a door smoke. Oh, they're locked out of the site. Interesting. Sixers down as well. That was the first responder. Maka responding with in kind. That's
Hadji's pushing T-spawn.
I honestly can't keep track.
Oh, miss molly there. This is getting real weird.
What is this game? Config finds Hadji, all of his util gone, body dropped. Bomb's yet to be planted. Rush just about made it there now. Lambert's coming in through tons and there's no one holding that. Lambert could catch Config here. He's throwing a flash, he'll know. Oh, it's everywhere. Maka's been caught. It looks like Complexity have done enough for the 15th hit. Lambert, the element of surprise. Config with the flash and the finish.
Oof.
JKS, that's 2 rounds in a row. He has won the round for Complexity.
That's another big entry, right? And the fact that he's just gone in for an all-in across, I don't know how much Poison would have seen there. That's a question, right? Because for JKS just to run in on his lonesome, Poison AWPing middle must have seen something. I just caught the radar there, what was happening, and just seeing another crazy CT-sided round coming out. And LDLC, well, they're down to the bottom of the barrel with their economy. Guns are being bought on up. It's that AWP for Maka, some Deagles, a UMP. It's not looking good to contest against this potential 16th. Complexity may have done enough here.
Ouch. No fun for Kioz as the solo B player to be chunked down to 50 upon arrival. Maka, you're not pushing long doors at 1 minute 34 with an AWP, are you?
Oh, this is nonsense now.
There's no way he clears close left.
This is nonsense now.
I mean, you should, and I'm sure he will, but he's not pushing further. What are you doing, Maka? You're nuts! He walked straight through. Look at the time. That was the AWP Chad. Okay, I'll pass it over to my wise color commentator with more.
This is it. It's just playing for anything right now. The craziness has paid off time and time again. Why the hell not at this point? It's hard to critique when they've won so many rounds through these crazy plays. By the book, definitely not. But that's not how they've even gotten to this point. And Six is pushing into the smoke right now. He has absolutely no vision. Sixer, what are you doing? Poison goes straight into Hadji, Blame into Sixer, and it all falls apart.
A sigh of relief for Complexity as just across the line, LDLC have made it clear, a statement of intent here on Dust2. They are going to disrupt, and they are going to throw the rulebook entirely out of the window. Lambert. Need a step, JKS can finish it right here, and now, and does. Complexity just about pull it across the line. LDLC's pick, and they have brought a very unique flavor to their game here. Win, you're in. Lose, you're out. It's as simple as that. Complexity 1-0 up in the series. The main event, a single map away for the international roster.